We used weekly income for a security guard and a cashier. So weekly, it would be $706 for a security guard and $276 for a cashier. And that would be total $982.
Oh, okay. Y'all calculated with him having 2 jobs.
Yes.
Court takes notice that Jonathan Moreno was served on August 16, 2023. Return of service is on file. Ms. Correa, go ahead and proceed.
Ma'am, can you state your name for the record?
Yes, it's Jacqueline Vella.
Ma'am, what are the names and ages of the children in this case?
It's Audrey Danielle Moreno. She is 6. Josiah Jr. Moreno. He is 5 years old. And Eliamani Moreno. She is 3 years old.
And who is the father of those children?
Jonathan Moreno.
Is there any reason to think that there's any man other than the person you just named that is father of those 3 children?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you understand that he will be legally established today as a father of those children?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, are you asking the court to be named joint or sole managing conservator?
Joint.
Okay, you believe you and the father can work together to make day-to-day decisions over the child's life?
Yes.
Ma'am, where does the father currently live?
At the moment, I do not know.
Does he live in Dallas County?
Yes, he was, but he recently told me like 2 days ago he moved in, so I'm not sure where is that located at.
Okay. Are you okay with the children's address to be restricted to Dallas County?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, what type of insurance do your children have?
Right now they are on the government insurance at the moment.
You have any private insurance available at a reasonable cost?
No, I'm trying to get that figured out because I have kind of right now trying to fix their insurance since they were switching their insurance. So right now, at the moment, they're in the government insurance until I figure out what's going on with them.
And ma'am, you understand that the state is going to ask that you be ordered to continue to apply for government medical.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, to your knowledge, is the father of these children disabled?
No, ma'am.
To your knowledge, is he incarcerated?
No, ma'am, he is not.
What types of jobs has the father had before?
From what I've known, he's worked as security and worked as a cashier at gas stations.
And how do you know that he held those jobs?
He tells me himself.
Okay. Ma'am, are you seeking retroactive support?
No.
So you're not seeking back child support?
No, but I would like to request it.
Okay, ma'am. What visitation do you think would be appropriate?
Well, how right now we're having it, but I'm kind of having trouble as well because he only gets his kids 3 days out of the whole month, which is every other weekend. Like this weekend, he had them. So I'm trying to also make it to the point where on his days off, if he could get the kids as well, but I'm not sure if we could try to have an agreement on that.
And ma'am, you understand that if the judge orders visitation today, that it is up to the father to exercise that visitation.
Yes, ma'am.
With that in mind, are you in agreement to the standard possession order?
Yes.
The state has calculated child support at $958. Are you in agreement with that?
Yes, ma'am.
And the state has calculated medical support at $383. Are you in agreement with that?
Yes, ma'am.
And retroactive, and I'll see if you clarify whether you are indeed wanting it. Retroactive support was calculated at $22,242 with a payout at $165. you've said you wanted it and then you didn't want it. Are you wanting the judge to order that judgment today?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Your Honor, I would like to share my screen to present exhibits.
Go ahead.
May I do so?
Yes.
This is the information from the Bureau of Labor Statistics regarding what a cashier makes. This is the information that the state used when calculating retro and current support. This is a treatise, so it is excluded as hearsay. So I'll stop sharing my screen briefly and then I'll share it again for a
Ms. Correa,
security.
you said this is who?
What?
What was the picture? You said this is who? I didn't understand what you said.
This is Bureau of Labor Statistics.
You said something else, but okay. I couldn't understand.
So it is the wages of a cashier according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is a treatise produced by the government.
That's
is that
what
the
I
part?
treaties.
Okay, yes. Treatise. This is the treatise through the BLS and is for what a security guard makes. Okay. I ask that this be marked as Exhibit 2, State's Exhibit 2, and I ask that State Exhibits 1 and 2 be admitted.
They're admitted.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, do you have any additional information that you would like to offer to the court regarding this matter?
No, ma'am, I do not at the moment.
Has there been, just one last question, has there been any family violence between you and the father?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, I pass this witness.
Can you tell me what the number y'all have for gross wages? Because I'm not seeing how that matches up with the
For gross wages, okay, so we used weekly income for a security guard and a cashier. So weekly, it would be 706 for a security guard and 276 for a cashier. And that would be total $982.
Oh, okay. Y'all calculated with him having 2 jobs.
Yes.
Ms. Vella, does he work 2 jobs at the same time, or he's had
No, he
job and then he
basically
went to a
does.
different job?
Yes, he basically the security guard is a full-time job and the cashier it's a like part-time job since it's still the same boss he works for as from what he has told me.
Okay, so he has 2 jobs.
Yes.
You think it's reasonable that he makes almost $1,000 a week gross?
I'm not sure. He doesn't help out when I ask, so I'm not sure how much he really makes, but that he tries to show off, he does.
What do you mean he tries to show off? Does he own a lot of stuff or show off
Yes, like
a lot of money?
yes, and also he comes whenever it's time to pick up the kids, he comes in different cars.
Some cars. What do you mean?
Basically the guy he works for, his boss, I'm not sure if he has a car lot, but from what he has told me, he says that his boss lets him get cars and I'm not sure what that has to do, but from every time he comes, there's a different vehicle he has. So I'm not sure if his boss lets him use a car or I'm not sure what he does with the vehicles, but he has a different car every other week.
You think it's fair and reasonable that he would pay child support of almost $1,000 a month plus another $400 for medical?
No, I do not, but I mean, I just want him to be helpful and be with the kids. Like I told him, I didn't want to put the child support on him, but he hasn't been helping me like I've asked. I mean, if you could lower it down to help him, that's fine.
I'm not
really
trying
don't.
to help him. I'm just trying to do what's fair. I don't know. I'm not trying to represent him or try to, I'm not just trying to lower it, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense unless you have the information that tells me that it does make sense. I mean, the child support, and don't talk while I'm talking, please. The child support they calculated was on him making almost $1,000 a week. Please don't talk while I'm talking. That's an incredible amount of money. I'm not saying he doesn't make it. I don't know. I can understand he's working a full-time job, that makes sense. And then part-time, it's just kind of iffy, maybe as far as how many hours he may work. And you may say this is a fair amount, and that's what I'm trying to understand if you think this is a fair amount. To me, it sounds very high because I don't know that he's working full-time basically at both jobs. They did it at, I think it was about $800 or $700 on the first job and another $200 or $300 on the second job. So that's right a little bit less than $1,000 a week. That's how they got to these numbers. The numbers that we're talking about are him paying basically about $1,500 a month when we combine the medical support, the child support, and the payment on arrears. So I don't know this man. I don't know if that's correct or not. It sounds incorrect. Doesn't pass the smell test, if you get what I'm saying. But maybe you're right. Maybe this is what he earns. I can't set it on some arbitrary number just to help him out. I'm not trying to help him out. I'm not trying to get you to help him out. I'm trying to set it on a reasonable and fair amount based on what you know his income to be. I understand you haven't seen his pay stub, but you kind of know a lot more than I do. So I need you to kind of tell me what you know about his income, if you know anything.
No, I really don't. I just have the information that he basically tells me from what I've known at the gas station. They pay him, I believe, $13 an hour. And the security, I do not know how much they pay. I just know that he works the security full time. And when he's not, he goes and works as a cashier.
How many hours do you think he works as a cashier per week?
I do not know, sir. That's the iffy part, that I only know some certain things because he doesn't tell me the full story.
Okay, so do you want me to set these large amounts here that the state has asked for?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, default judgment granted, paternity established, no finding of family violence. Parties to appoint a joint marriage conservatorship, child support $958, medicals for $383, retroactive judgment payable at $165 a month until paid in full. Ms. Correa, was that $22,042?
$22,242.
Okay. Humongous judgment. All right, court costs as billed. The Attorney General's office will draft an order based on what we've done today. He may appeal this decision if he doesn't believe it's fair and right. Obviously, he's not here to tell us any information because then I could have hurt his side. And then we'll go from there. The Attorney General's office will email you both a copy. Y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Thank you.